Good morning. Find your sit bones, roll around a little bit, get out any extra energy. Roll your shoulders, roll your head around, get the jitters out. Find yourself at a neutral spine, lengthen through the crown. Relax your hands on your lap, palms up, close your eyes for a moment. Settle into your breath. Feel the relation of the right and the left hip. Do they feel equal and level? Feel the muscular structure around your low back and into the glute and hip area. Feel any tension or tightness, unevenness from left to right. Wrapping around to the front of the hip, into the hip flexor and the thighs. You feel any unevenness, pain on one side versus the other. How do your knees feel today? Do they feel tired, creaky? Do they feel stable and strong? Returning to your low back, into your hip. How does your back feel from the base of the neck down to the tailbone? The mid back and the upper back. How does each shoulder feel right and left? Do they feel like they are hanging at the same level? Does one feel like it's hanging lower? One feels strained or tired? How does the shoulder girdle itself feel? The whole area from the clavicle to the shoulder blades, wrapping in through the shoulder socket. Feel it in the right side. Feel it in the left side. I want you to inhale and draw your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, roll them around to the back and to the bottom. Inhale them up. Big inhale, exhale, roll them around down to the bottom and let them hang. Inhale straight up. Exhale around and back. Inhale up. Exhale around and back. Relax and let them hang. Inhale, lift your heart up. Draw the shoulder blades back slightly. Exhale, draw the shoulders forward. Round the upper back. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, shoulders forward. Inhale, imagine the shoulder blades touching in the back of the spine. Exhale, imagine the shoulder blades opening up. Inhale, close them in the back. Exhale, open. Opening and closing, nice and slow with the breath. Don't speed the breath up in order to make the movement faster. Do the movement nice and slow. Match the breath with it. And relax to a neutral spine. Let your arms hang. Palms are still up. Take your right hand on your shoulder or in that general area. We're going to use our elbow as a marker, and we're going to inhale it up, exhale it to the back and around. Inhale it up in front, exhale it around to the back. Inhale it up in front, exhale it around and back, and relax that arm down. We're going to do the other side, left hand to the shoulder. Inhale it up in front, exhale it around in the back, creating a nice big circle. Inhale in front, exhale around back. Last time, inhale up front, and exhale around back, and relax. Roll your shoulders if you like. Release. We're going to go the other direction, starting with the right hand. Right on shoulder, inhale around back, open the whole side body. Exhale down around front. Inhale, really lean left and open the side body. Exhale around front. I have no idea where that bruise came from. I just saw on my arm. Inhale up. Exhale down, switching arms. Let that one hang. Left hand on your lap, or left hand on your shoulder, not your lap. Inhale around the back, open up the side body. Exhale around the front. Inhale around the back. Exhale in the front. Last one, back and front. And relax. Backs of the hands on your lap, wide fingers. Stretch through each webbing of your finger. Relax them on your thighs, but have active wide fingers. Then make a fist, curling in nice and tight, and curl the wrist into your forearm. Stretch the back of your hand. Then open the fingers really wide, stretch them out. And one more time, curl the fingers in, curl the wrist into the forearm, stretch the back of the hand. Relax, wiggle your fingers out, roll your wrists around, make sure you go both directions a couple of times. Nice and gentle, nice and slow. And relax, scoot yourself forward. Coming forward on the front of your chair, we're going to focus on the right side. So you might want to get a strap. Don't necessarily need a strap. So if you're not going to use a strap, you would have your hand on your knee, and you're just going to utilize that hand to move through the range of motion of the hip around in circles. You can use it with a strap and have that strap up against your kneecap to utilize it like that. So we're going to start. It actually feels more comfortable with the strap. At least it did for me. So sit up nice and tall. Draw your abs in slightly, lengthen through the crown of your head. Root your left foot into the floor, engage your left glute, lift the right knee up into the body, open it out, and take it down. Touch the floor, bring it back up, in and down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. If you're getting any popping or clicking, make your knee lift smaller. Don't lift so high. No popping and clicking. And relax your leg out straight. Flex your foot. We're going to do the same thing with a straight leg. And you're just going to do a little arc. Lifting and lowering to about 45. You don't need to go any wider than 45. Use the support of the strap. If you don't want to use a strap, you can still move it back and forth without support. So sit up tall first, root through the left side, engage the left glute, lift and lower the leg. Inhale on the lift, Exhale on the lower. Try not to speed your breath up in order to match your leg. Slow your leg down instead. Keep the abs engaged. Last time. In and relax. Release the strap. We're going to stretch out the front of that thigh because we used it for lifting. Even if you're using the strap, you still use the front of your thigh. So you can either rotate and drop that leg, or you can just scooch to the side and drop that leg. Don't kick over your water. The one cheek on, one cheek off. You can be up on your toes and just press back. Sit up tall, squeeze through the glute, stretch the front of that hip. Try and keep both hips level. Both of these hip bones are level. You're not allowing it to drop, keeping them level. Up on your toes, press your heel back in space and relax your toes. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it better. Up on your toes and nice and relaxed. And then you're going to press back into the heel and then relax. Press back into the heel and relax. Press back into the heel and relax. Just pressing and relaxing. Doesn't have to coincide with breath. And release, bring the leg up, face forward if you turned, and we're going to do the other side. Last swing the foot if you're using a strap. Holding the knee if you're not. Sit up nice and tall, engage through your abdominal wall. Root through the right foot, engage the right glute. Lift, inhale, lower, exhale. Just about 45 degrees. Try not to, when you lift and rotate your leg out, try not to turn your upper body. You're rotating out too far if you turn your upper body. Lift and lower. No popping and clicking. Don't lift as high if you're popping and clicking. Inhale is lift, exhale is lower. Slow it down if you're breathing too fast. Try and keep your right glute engaged. Release and straighten your leg out. Move my blanket out of the way. I have to scoot a little further forward to have a straight leg. Toes are up. Engage through the abs. We're going to lift and lower over to 45 degree. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, lowering. Knee is slightly bent. You're using a strap. It's easier. You're not using so much hip flexor muscle. But it does get tiring fairly quickly. Do as many as you can and take a break if you need to. And relax. Release your strap and either scoot to the side to drop your knee or turn to drop your knee. Make sure both hip bones are nice and level. Up on the toes in the back. The knee is below the shoulder. Toes are relaxed to begin, and then you're going to push through the heel of the foot. And then you're going to relax. Push through the heel of foot and relax. Push through the heel of the foot and relax. So as you push through the heel, you can feel that glute engage also that's pushing the opposite direction in order to push the heel back. And that's what we're trying to get at. Push and relax. Don't push so far it makes you arch your back all funny. Stay up tall. Push and relax at your own pace. You don't have to match breath with it. It's almost as if you're trying to straighten your leg, but that necessarily might not be the case. When you're ready, relax. Slide your leg up. Walk yourself back. Sit on the edge of your chair. Have both feet out with the toes up. So you want to scoot far enough forward so you're kind of on the edge of the chair so that the chair doesn't hit into the middle of your hamstring. It's all on your butt shelf. I call it your butt shelf, where it doesn't interfere with your hamstring muscles. Toes up, lengthen tall. And I want you to come forward slightly, not way forward, just a little bit so you start to feel stretch through the back of those legs. Almost like you're sitting like an L. If your feet were out in front of you, level with the ground. Feet are flexed, as soft or as strong as you need them to maintain the position. Your knees are soft, so you have your thighs engaged. And then lengthen through the crown a little bit further. Get a little more back of the leg stretch. Draw the belly in a little tighter. And slowly sit back up. Bending our knee. Walk your feet to the outside edges. Sit in our unladylike position. Scooch back a little bit so you have more derriere on the floor. Try and keep your knees over your ankles for the entire practice. When we come forward, our knees want to fall inward. Open them up. Squeeze through the glutes and the outside part of the thighs to help maintain an open thigh. Deep breath. Exhale, flat back, come forward. You might have to readjust your butt. Reach your hands to the floor. Keep your back flat. Floor's too far away. Get something folded up to make the floor come closer. I want you to keep your back flat. Squeeze through your glutes. Walk yourself over to the right foot. Nice flat back. Walk yourself back to the center. Squeeze those glutes. Walk yourself to the left side. Walk yourself back to the center. Lengthen through the crown. Reach your right arm up overhead with next to your ear. Lengthen and back down. Left one lifted up and reach overhead. And back down. Squeeze those glutes. Right arm out to the side like half an airplane and back down. Left arm out to the side and back down. Going to do airplane, both arms. So root through the feet. Check, make sure your knees are over your ankles. So your knees are opened up. Squeeze through your butt. Pull in through your abs. Open up your arms into airplane. And breathe. Deep breath. Exhale, round your back and let yourself float down. Keep the legs squeezed, the knees over the ankles. Walk yourself to the right foot, opening up the left side body. Keep the knees over the ankles, squeeze your butt, walk to center. Walk over to the left side. Walk back to center. Lift your torso, flattening your back again. Relax your legs for a moment. Shake them out if you need to. All right, right back to it. Knees over ankles, squeeze your butt. Hands come to the thighs. Pull the belly in and round and roll up. And relax. Walk yourself in. Shake it out. All right, we're going to get up and do some balance. I think we're going to, yeah, we're going to do it with the chair at the end of the mat. At least I am, so you can see me, with the seat facing you. All righty. We're going to hinge at our hips. We're going to flatten our back. Make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists and your feet are under your ankles. So I'm peeking in the camera to see, make sure I'm leveled out here. Now I want you to transfer your weight to the right. Yeah, to the right foot is fine. And then lift the left one with a bent knee. Remember the circles that we did with our hand on our shoulder? Same circles. We're going to inhale and take the knee back. Exhale, open around and down. Now, one thing with this is that if you want to watch for a minute, as we go back and open around, see how I'm opening my hip? I don't want you to open your hip. I want you to take it out, in, and down. Back, in, and down. Not back, open. We're going to keep our hips as level as we possibly can. Okay? So take the knee back, bring it around, in, and down. Take the knee back, round, in, and down. Back, out, and around, and in. Try and keep those hips level. Back, out, around, and in. Back, out, around, and in. And return the foot to the mat. Because we're standing on one leg, we'll give it a break between the two. An easy way to do this also is to do this on your knees and have your, if you can get on your knees, of course, have your non-working hip and shoulder touching a wall. So it's going to keep you from really leaning over because that wall is going to be right up against you. Does that make sense? So let's do the other side. We're going to put the weight on the right foot. No, switch. Which one did I do? I don't remember. Switch sides and bend the knee. Can't remember which one I did, but I know now I'm on my left foot, left leg. All right, ready? Knee back, keep the hips level, open in and around and down. Knee back, keep the hips level, in and around and down. Knee back, in and around and down. Knee back, in and around and down. It's a little challenging to go out and around and down and not lift that hip. Your supporting leg can be bent as much as you need to for support. Keep the abs pulled in. Control that circle. Relax. We're going to go the other direction, but first we're going to put the weight in our heels, reach our hands out on the top of the chair as far as we feel comfortable. Bring the torso down. It's a modified down dog. Weights in the heels of the feet. Hips are stretching back away from the feet. Imagine you're trying to touch the wall with the glutes. Your hands are soft grip on the chair. And I want you to take your shoulders and draw them away from your ears, which means that your shoulder blades are going to go down towards your sit bones. And you have space between your shoulders and your ears. You can stick an apple in there. It's engaging the shoulders so that all of this is not in the legs. Breathe. Imagine opening your bicep towards the ceiling, like rotating and opening towards the ceiling. And gently squeeze your butt, relax, come forward. Bring your hands and feet back underneath each other, nice and level. We're going to do the other side. So My weight's going to go to my left foot. I'm going to lift my right knee. And we're going to go the other direction now, keeping your hips level. You're going to come forward a little bit, open to the outside. Don't let that hip open way wide, around to the back, and then draw the knee in. Bring it into the belly a little bit, open it out without lifting that hip, around to the back, draw the knee in. Open it up and around. Don't let that hip lift. Imagine you have that tray of drinks on your hip bones, on your low back. So as you move that leg out and around and in, you're not letting that tray of drinks slide down your supporting leg. You have a marker tip on the tip of your knee. You're making this weird looking circle. Let's try for one more. And around and in, down and relax. Weight on both feet, shake them out a little bit. Switch sides. My weight goes to my right foot. I'm bending my left. Lengthen through the crown, support through the abs. Draw the knee in just a little bit before you open it to the outside. Don't let the hips shift. Around to the back and bring it in. Open up and around, down and in. Up, out, around, down and in. Do a couple of more. Takes a lot of focus. Try and keep the hips level and stable and move that leg out and around. And in and relax. Open your feet the width of the mat, or if you're not on a mat in this position, it can be just a little bit wider than the chair, and take the hips back, weight to the heels, hands reach out further. Bring the shoulders up to the ears to start, bend into the knees slightly, rock side to side, good stretch in the back of the leg. We're stretching out the hamstring in between because we've been really keeping that hamstring tight with our knee bent. Breathe. Now focusing up on the upper body, I want you to draw the shoulder blades down your back towards your sit bones. Open your biceps towards the ceiling. Wiggle your toes. Breathe. Slowly bring your weight forward onto the hands, walking the hands into a comfortable position. Heel toe the feet underneath the hip bones. All right. We're going to do some arm motion. So make sure that your chair isn't going to be impeding your progress. So I'm actually going to turn mine. You can go to the side of your chair because I'm going to work my right arm first. So nothing is in my way on the right side. So you can walk around the other side of your chair or turn it. Keep your hips over your feet. I'm not so much worried about the hands under the elbows or under the shoulders. Inhale, reach that arm up overhead. Exhale, sweep it down and around and back to start. Inhale up, parallel with the body, down and around. Inhale up, sweep it like you're swimming, like you're doing the breaststroke. Down and around. Inhale up overhead, down and around, right to the hip, and then come back in. One more inhale. Breaststroke it around, in and down. Relax. Rock back and forth or side to side on your wrists, or shake your wrist out, give it a break. You can also go to your knuckles, if that helps as well. We're going to go the other direction now. So we're going to inhale it back to our hip bone. Then we're going to gather that water like we're swimming backwards, right up overhead, and then down. Slide through. Exhale. Slide through on the inhale to the hip. Exhale, push that water away overhead. Down. Push that water away on the exhale. One more inhale to hip. Exhale, push that water away and down, return. We're going to do the other side. So walk around to the other side. You can sit up, stand up, and walk around a bit. Give it a break. I'm actually going to switch sides for camera purposes. Otherwise, everything I do would be behind the chair. All right. Take it out. Bend back over. Hips over, feet. Weight is going to go into the back hand, which the opposite hand. I'm going to my knuckle because my wrists are getting a little tired. So you can go to your knuckle. And we're going to start inhale overhead. Exhale, sweep around to the hip. And then slide through on your inhale. Exhale, sweep down and around to the hip. Inhale. Exhale. Do that breast stroke. I guess since we're not stroking through the breast area, we're stroking through the head. If you're a swimmer, that makes sense to you, possibly. Last inhale. Exhale around the back. And relax. All right, let's go the other direction. We're going to inhale to the hip. Exhale, press that water to the head. Inhale around to the back. Exhale, press it away. Inhale down to the hip. Exhale, press it away. Inhale to hip. Exhale, press it away. One more. All the way down. Relax your shoulders, roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and around. Roll through the shoulders. Go both directions. We're going to do one more, which is really more back than shoulder. All right, make sure your shoulders are level. Your upper back is level. And then I want you to push the chair away and lift your spine towards the ceiling. Imagine your shoulder blades are opening up. And then I want you to sink your heart through your arms. Feel the shoulder blades close in your upper back. Lift your spine towards the ceiling. Sink your heart through your arms towards the chair. Pressing up, sinking down. Pressing up, sinking down. Pressing up, sinking down. Now I want you to lift your head and look forward and do the same thing 3 more times. Pressing up, sinking down. Pressing up, sinking down. Pressing up, sink to level, bend your knees, pull your belly in, roll yourself all the way up. We're going to make ourselves to the floor. Now, the reason we did some of that shoulder stuff is that book reading and phone watching, Facebooking, computering gets all of that tight. And that's a good shoulder, upper back lubrication. Our neck and back get tight from that kind of stuff. Not that I've had time for that kind of stuff. That felt good. As you know, I'm sleeping on a pull-out couch now. So that's fun. It's not really a couch even. You know what RV couches are like? They're just this piece of material over this 4-inch piece of foam. fun stuff. So yeah, that's what our beds are like right now for a month. So kind of everything is sore. Draw your knees in and wobble. Put both feet flat on the floor. We're going to walk them to the outside edges of our mat. We're going to put our arms in cactus and we're going to flop side to side, rolling up on the edges of your feet. You can flop both knees in unison. You can do one at a time. If you do one at a time, you get a nice inner thigh stretch as both legs are open and very unladylike, but it feels good. Give your hips some more movement without forcing muscle reaction. A nice dynamic movement through the hips, side to side. Try and go as slow as humanly possible. There's a point that you go so slow that it's much more muscular action than a soft fluid motion. I don't want you to go that slow. We want it to be fluid. We don't want it to be so fast that there's no benefit to it. Both knees to the right. Roll up on the outside edges of the feet. Engage through the belly. Draw the belly button into the spine. Really get both of those feet to relax. And release the belly, release the glute, and start flopping again. And both these are going to go over to the left this time. Roll up on the outside edges of the feet. Draw the belly tightly into the spine, focusing on the belly instead of the glute, but you'll notice is the more you pull that belly button inward, the more that glute tries to assist, and that's okay. Get that left leg that's laying over there completely relaxed. Release the belly and glute and flop side to side. All right, heel toe, walk the feet back in, release the arms out of cactus, realign the hips and shoulders, slide the right leg out to straight leg, soft flex of the foot. And I want you to put your hands on your hip bones, the top of your iliac crest. If you feel into the soft part of your sides and go down till you get to the top of that iliac crest of your top of your hip bones. You make sure that those are level. And then I want you to drop your right one away. So it's like your right hand goes down and your left one kind of lifts as your iliac crest, as your hips. We drop one and lift the other. If you're trying to reach a wall with the sole of your right foot that is maybe an inch away, try and relax the left glute, the left leg, the left lower back, because as you drop, this side wants to pull up. It will naturally go up a little bit, but don't let it pull up. Try and relax. Even if you have to poke and prod and massage it a little bit to get those muscles to release. Then I want you to take that right foot and let the toes fall out and open. Draw them back straight up. Let the toes open and bring them back up. It's that rotation of that whole leg from the hip. Open out, close to straight. Open out, close to straight. Open out. Breathe and hold. rotate it back up to straight. Take those iliac crests, re-level your hips, drawing that foot back up. Slide the heel in, slide the left heel out. Hips are level. If you're not feeling the iliac crest, the hip, the side on the side, then maybe you can feel the front, the ASIS bone on the very front. Make sure they're directly across from each other. And then drop the left leg towards the bottom of the mat or towards that invisible wall an inch away. And feel for those ASIS, if those are the ones that were more common, you can feel that they are not across from each other at all. But I need you to relax through that glute, relax through that hip, that low back. Even if you're just kind of rubbing on it might feel good. Rub on the hip, squeeze with your fingers on top and your thumb on the bottom. Try and get that right thigh to relax. Now we're going to open our left whole leg out and then roll it back up. You're resting on your heel and your calf muscle, so you're just rolling it whole leg out, whole leg in, whole leg out, whole leg in, whole leg out and hold. Breathe. Bring it back up. Realign those hips. Slide the left leg in. And I want you to scooch the right foot in close to the left one. And then I want you to start opening up that right knee. I want you to engage your right butt cheek though. So you're not just letting it flop open, you're keeping that joint supported. Open it up as far as you feel comfortable, squeezing through that glute. Squeeze through the upper thigh, the T-band, wherever you get good joint support. Make sure that your left knee is not trying to slide out. Keep it straight up to the ceiling. Breathe. This is more of an active stretch than passive because we're keeping active in that whole right thigh and glute muscle, not allowing that joint to open up to its full extension and relax into it. Relaxing into our joints really isn't the best option. Relaxing muscles is good, joints are not. Start to slowly bring that back up. If bringing it up gives you any pain, slide the leg out straight instead, and then slide the knee back in. All right, same thing on the left side. Walk the left foot in close to the right foot, opening up the left knee. Squeeze the left glute, engage the left thigh. Breathe. Because your butt is squeezing, you're probably not going to be able to lay it on the floor, and that's fine. We're energetically strengthening through the hip, utilizing the muscles through the leg, through the butt. Breathe. Don't let the right knee slide out. Keep it lined up with the hip and the ankle. Now, if you feel like you have enough strength to pull that leg up, you can, or you can slide it out straight and then slide the knee in on the heel. Kind of rock your hips side to side. Get ready for Savasana. Find all your creature comforts. Find your eye pillow if you so desire. Find length in your spine. Get your extra jitters out of the way. Come into your breath. And we're going to do the same body scan that we did before we started. Scan your right hip in comparison to your left hip. Do you feel anything different? Imbalances? Pains? It's okay if you do. Everything's not the same right and left side. Feel the differences between the two. Feel it through your glutes, around your T-band, in your hip flexors. The hip flexors are attached to our low back. All of our thigh muscles are attached up inside the hip joint and then down into our knee joint. Returning to the back from the base of the neck all the way down to the tailbone. How does your back feel on the mat? Relaxed out. How's your low back feel? Mid back, upper back. Feel the shoulders nestled in their girdle. Feel the shoulder blades in the mat. Feel the chest wall kind of relaxed into the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades supporting the weight of the organs, of the ribs, of the breath, of the blood. Draw that awareness around through the shoulder girdle into the chest, clavicle, the neck. How does all of that feel today? The quote that I used today talked about yoga being something that can help us to change the things we don't have to endure and to endure the things that we can't change. There are aches and pains that we cannot change, that we have to live with, learn to live with better, learn to manage, learn to function. And there are things that aren't past that point of no return yet, that maybe we can tweak, we can stretch, massage, relax. Feel your heavy body on the mat. Feel it relaxed out. Feel the lightness of your breath. Using your imagination, I want you to imagine that you're floating. I want you to imagine that you're floating in a pool, safe structure. You can smell the chlorine. You can feel the sun on the front of your body. And even if you're the worst floater ever, right now you're the best floater. Your butt's not dipping too far down. You don't feel like you're raising your chest up in order to continue to maintain your breath. You have your arms and legs out like a starfish. Your breathing is steady and even, yet controlled to maintain the float. You feel the water lapping at your ears. You have sunglasses on in order to protect yourself a little from the sun so that you can look at the sky, look at the clouds. In your peripheral vision, maybe you see the chairs around the pool. Or maybe your pool's an above ground pool that you're familiar with. And all you really see is the edges. You feel that water supporting you softly. Your body does not feel heavy in the water. Your body feels light as a feather floating on the water. You have a bit of muscle engagement in order to maintain that float, but you are a rock star floater. Completely at peace, warmed by the sun. See the clouds float by through your amber colored sunglasses. Feel the rays of the sun prick at your skin. Feel that line down your body all the way around where you have the warmth of that facing the sun, and you kind of have the coolness underneath where it's in the water. Allow yourself to enjoy the weightlessness of floating. Enjoy the coolness of the water. Enjoy feeling the sun on your face. Peace and quiet. You have the pool to yourself. Not a soul around to bump into you, to splash you, to want to tell you all about their day, complain about their kids. It's just you and the water and the sun and the sky, allowing anything that does not serve you float to the bottom, sink to the bottom for that matter. If you have a thought that draws you away, imagine that that thought was just tied with a brick and let it drop to the ground, the base of the pool. Imagining all of these negative thoughts, emotions, feelings, situations of the world, situations of our country, situations within the family that just do not help you relax. Imagine them dropping away through the back of your body towards the bottom of the pool. Heavy, dark droplets releasing themselves from you, allowing yourself to feel even lighter. Taking a moment to use our power of choice to remain in the peace and the quiet, to remain in the happiness of floating on the pool, to remain in the basking of the sun and the joy of the day, and allow all the crap to just go down the drain, even for a moment. Take a nice deep breath, filling your lungs up. And on your exhale, I want you to bring your body awareness to the mat, to the floor, to your room, to the heaviness of your body, your bones, the skin, of the breath. Begin wiggling your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll your wrists and roll your ankles. Bend and straighten your elbows and knees. Shrug your shoulders. Turn your head side to side. Squeeze and release your glutes. Gently draw one knee at a time into your chest. Rolling a little bit on your back if you'd like. Tucking your chin into your chest and opening it back up. And when you're ready, roll over onto your side. Stack your shoulders, hips, and knees. Support your head. Lengthen your spine. Take a few moments to allow gravity to retransition to the side body. And while you're there, remind yourself to take moments to let the crap just release. Find the joy in the day, the joy in nature, the joy in your partner, in the person right in front of you, in the flowers, in the trees, whatever your thing is, let it bring you joy and let the crap fall away. Gently walk yourself up into a seated position, lengthening through your crown. Find a comfortable seat, legs out or legs crossed, whichever feels better. Lengthening through your crown, relax your hands in your lap and drop your head forward. Roll over to the right. Pause at the right. Breathe into the left side of your neck. Tuck your chin and roll back to center. Breathe into the back of your neck. Roll gently over to the left. Hold it there. Breathe into the right side of your neck. And gently roll back to center. Breathe into the back of your neck. Lift your head, face to the ceiling. Bring your face back to neutral. Turn your head to the right. And slide your left hand along your thigh into the back, low back. Imagine having your hand on your hip. Open your left elbow away towards the back, keeping your head facing right. Slowly slide your left arm back to the thigh and bring your head forward. Turn your head to the left, slide your right hand up your thigh into the back hip, opening your elbow up. Breathe. Turn your head forward, slide your hand back in. Inhale, both arms up. Lengthen and reach. Exhale down. One last breath. Inhale all the way up. Hands come together overhead. Exhale, bring them down to your chest. Flutter your eyes open and namaste.